What's going on, guys? That dude Siraj here. How you hanging? Much better day today than it was yesterday. A little cloudy, but sun is busted on through, and we're back out at the range shooting. Today, among other things, we're checking out the Steel Match by Hornady. These are the 55 grain hollow point rounds. So, supposed to still have the same accuracy and consistency of the Hornady's, just in a cheaper case, made out of steel instead of brass. And since I've already seen that I don't have any problems with steel cases, shooting the Tula, hopefully I should not have any problems at all with these. I'm pretty confident that they're to good standard. So we're going to be slinging all 50 of those rounds downrange. I got 4 targets, actually 5 targets down there. I got a full-size silhouette, 3 of my 8-inch rings, and then I have a 5-inch steel plate from shootsteel.com that I won from GY6 Viz. I know you guys have heard me talking about it a couple times, so finally got it out today. So we're going to be checking that out too, as well. So in terms of the AR, I don't know if you've noticed a couple changes. What we have here now is the Magpul MOE front grip. I'm sorry, not stock, forearm. There we go, front forearm with the vertical grip. This is the foliage green, and I went with that since I already started with the foliage green grip, pistol grip. I like it. I didn't go with the rail. I was gonna go with a rail on the bottom, but I, went to the store locally, and I was able to, kind of feel it with the grip on it, and I like it. It's very smooth. You can get, a good isosceles grip on it, even on the carbine land. It doesn't really work too much for me simply because I don't have that much eye relief on this scope here. So generally, I'm still gonna be coming in a little bit tighter. With the grip, similar to this here, but I can still get my thumb over top, and it's quite stable in getting the barrel where I need it to go. And it has a really nice, smooth, finished feel under here. Just bringing your hands up, it's very natural. But also, you can still, if you really want to get that compact grip, you can still get a good compact grip on it, and it doesn't have much of any wobble. It's a lot more solid than the stock car hand guards and heat shields that came with it. Those rattled a little bit, especially once you took them off. They didn't make too much noise when they were on, but once I took them off, it's like, so these, not at all. It's a great fit. For any of you guys that shoot ARs, you would appreciate this extra little lip here, from if you ever burnt your finger on that front side bust, which I've done, plenty of times where you're holding and just that thumb just gets away from you and hits right on that grip and on that front sight bust, and after a couple rounds, that sucker really heats up. So this is nice. It naturally blocks that out right where my thumb would land. Very comfortable. No gripes about it. So yeah, so we're gonna be plugging these Steel Match Hornadys on downrange, with of course the old Mark III still on here. Not sure how the sighting is on this, because I know I pulled it off, pulled it back on. Since last time I was out, I was doing short drills, to about 25 yards. So now I'm stretching it back out to 100. I don't know if I might have knocked something off or what. So that's why I got so many targets down there. Get a couple 5 and 10 shot groups, see where it's landing at. Hopefully we can hit a couple bullseyes. Maybe this stuff might prove to be sub MOA, or maybe it's going to be shooting 3-inch groups. I don't know. So we'll see. Also, my man Infinite Banger, he hit me with this Slip 2000 EWL Extreme Weapons Lubricant. I'm guessing it's made by Slip 2000. Superior. It's made by Superior product sales. So something he tossed me. Right now, that's what I got, because my bolt was pretty dry. My bolt carrier is pretty dry, so I went ahead and threw some of that on there. I guess you can see that. and feels pretty good. You know, it doesn't really have a smell to it. It's definitely kind of thick and heavy. Not really thick and heavy, but you can tell it's you know, it's a full synthetic lubricant, and it feels as such. So we'll see how that works out. You know, I'm not expecting any malfunctions or anything anyhow, so we'll just take it on faith that it's some good stuff. All right, so we're gonna set up right over here and get these rounds going down range. And we're not going to be shooting prone. We're going to be shooting in a chair off of a chair. So I'm just going to mount it and let them rip. And I can get a pretty good stable base on that, so I'm not too worried about it. Now you can see way down here, I only got like a 2x zoom on this camera, but those are my targets all the way down yonder. So let's go ahead and sit you over here. And I already have a 1 magazine loaded up, so we can go ahead and get right into it. I notice you still see that I have the original buttstock, the regular M4 stock. I actually painted this. I don't know how well the camera can pick it up right now, and I haven't really checked to see how it looks, but this is actually Rust-Oleum. I spray painted. Initially I went with, I think it was the light camo green, and I was thinking maybe it would be around the color of, you know, some fresh brush, but it turned out to be way lighter. I spray painted like a little metal sheet and chucked it in the woods, maybe 20 yards out of my backyard at home, and you can see it, you know, like it was a white flag. So I went and got the dark green, and the dark green was actually a tad bit lighter than what was on the cap, because the cap seemed kind of dark. So I tried that, did the same thing, spray painted another you know, piece of metal sheet, and it was perfect. I chucked it out. I actually lost it within walking away about 10 yards. It was like, where, you know, where is this metal plate at? So I went ahead, sprayed painted this just to see how it worked out. Now, I mean, it's not the toughest finish, but, you know, realistically, if I was to chuck this in the woods, it would be pretty hard to pick this up. I think even more so than the foliage green, because the foliage green actually, depending on the light, seems more grayish, and that's not necessarily a natural color, you know, out in the brush. So, you know, I got it because I liked it. You know, I was like, hey, let's go with something different. A lot of people, you know, still run the black rifle. Some, you know, got I forgot the other green. The darker green. Brain fart. The darker green. And then I was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead with the foliage green. And I like it. It's a nice contrast. You know, it's pretty. So that's what I did. But yeah, this is the Rust-Oleum camo paint. I didn't go over with any primer, but I did degrease it. Well, I forgot the name of the stuff, but it's like this dollar stuff from Family Dollar that I swear is the best degreaser I've ever, you know, tried and ever. You know, this guy that worked on cars introduced me to it when I was cleaning the wheels on my motorcycle, and he was like, you know, hey, this will take that stuff right off, and literally one finger, and it was like everything came off. So you need to degrease something, you know, if you're going to degrease your weapons. It's good stuff and it's cheap. You know, you can wipe it down and then dry it, and then boom, start applying the paint. And so far the finish has been pretty good. So haven't really put it through a whole lot of testing, but you know, like I said, it's not really just wiping off or, you know, scratching up too much. But if it does, you know, it's a lot cheaper than a lot of other alternatives. I can just respray paint it. So anywho, that was my 2 cents on that. Let's sling some rounds down range. I feel like I'm out of breath. Like I get to talking to the camera and it's like I just keep rolling. All right, so first we're gonna go with the full size silhouette just to see exactly where it's landed, and go from there. And yeah, I'm gonna put this on about 7x. 9x it starts to get a little fuzzy and funky. So it's been a while since I shot this one. let's just 5 just to see where we're at. Okay. A tad bit up, but definitely to the left. Seems like everything I've been shooting has been going left lately. Let's see here. All right. Where's that at? Oh, yeah, I was supposed to go right. I'm shooting left and I adjusted it left, so let's go back. I could tell it's shooting high. Oops. Yeah, because it has a bullet drop compensator on here, you have to screw off the top in order to get to the actual elevation adjustment. Otherwise, it'll just go from 100 to 200 to 300, 400, and 500 yards. But if you just want to, you know, adjust it by, I think it's 1/2-inch clicks. Yeah, this has 1/2-inch clicks. Then you got to unscrew that cap and hit the adjustment inside. So we're going to go down, safety off. We're gonna go for the first 8-inch circle, and we'll take a walk down after I do all the shots, so this way, you know, I'm not spending more time walking up and down. I don't feel like walking today. I walked enough yesterday. Alright, so how much time we 26 minutes in. I'm coming up with some long videos. I'm gonna have to shorten that up a little bit. So but so far what I'm seeing, at least through my scope, is that as long as I do my part, it's that Hornady Steel Match will put it right where you want it, at least at 100 yards. So I think that last group I'm gonna be happy with. The one before that, it was looking good at first. I had out of the 5, I had 4 within the 2 ring. I couldn't tell if I had anything in the 1 ring. I think I had 1 in there. And then I had 1 that was just outside of the outside of that 2-inch ring, I think, or 4-inch ring. I think it's 2-inch ring. Okay, let me show you how we started and what adjustments we made. And this hopefully this also answers some questions about the NC Star. Let's move back just a tiny bit. Okay, so what we have here, initial shot group was right here, and we're looking at that's 2 inches with my fingers. That's about 2.5, and then the whole spread here was probably maybe about 3.5 inches, and that's a 1-inch dot. So what I initially thought I did was move. I went 7 clicks, and at a 1/2 inch per click at 100 yards. That should have been 3.5 inches closer to the target, but I went the wrong way. So as you can see, we go straight up. We went 3.5 inches this way, and then I shot those 3. Back out just a little bit. So then I adjusted the 3 inches. So that would have put me back here, and then went the other 3.5 back this way, and then we landed here. So at that point I figured, okay, we're still about, you know, an inch past where I need to be. And I think I adjusted 2 inches down, and that brought me here, which was much better where, you know, where I wanted to be. So we got one right here, and I don't know what the order of these shots were, but we got one in the 1 inch ring right on the bullseye. We had, oh, come on, fly. We got two that landed just outside of the 2 inch ring. We got one that will probably be sitting on a 3 inch ring if I had that printed, and then we got that other one. Like I said, I don't know the shot order, but we got the, we'll call it the last hole, was just outside of the 4 inch ring. Then moving back to the next target, this was the one that I was a little frustrated because I messed it up. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That was the first 5 shots. And then we went 1, 2, 3, 4, and there should be a 5th one, which quite possibly may have. No, this really looks like just 2 holes. I'm not sure where the 5th one is. I can't tell. I'm not going to speculate. We'll just call it a flyer. So I'm not sure where it's at. Unless I only shot 4 shots. I don't know. I'll look at the video later. And this was the last group of 8. I think it was 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it was 9. And that was where the 2 that I called, I knew I pulled those. They went high. But I got 4 within the 2 inch ring, and I guess 7 in all that are within or touching on the 4 inch ring, and then those 2 flyers. So if we were to shift that, all of this would still probably fit within about 3 inches. So for what I, you know, would expect with an AR, with my AR, with a steel case ammo, even though it says it's matched, but let's be honest, I don't have a matched barrel, I don't have a matched chamber, I don't have a matched trigger, you know, so having matched ammo is gonna do what I wanted to do. That's good enough for me. This guy here, if I can keep shooting this here and maybe even tighten it in and, you know, consistently be right at around, you know, that 2 inch ring, I got no complaints. So that being said, I'm actually gonna wrap up this video. My conclusion of the Hornady Steel Match is good stuff. If you got a better gun, if you got maybe a nice bolt action, a nice Savage or something, it'll probably shoot it pretty well. So outside of that, questions, comments, welcome as always, and I'll catch you guys later. That dude Siraj. Peace.